Welcome to our developer's commentary, I guess. This is for our ROM hack that we made for our English class, funnily enough. But, yeah. Well, first things first, as you can hear and not see, I guess, there is a intro cutscene in Mario 64 that, for some reason, is still here, and like all the camera movements and stuff, so that's still there, even though we changed the model and completely replaced the original level, so I don't know why that's doing that. Yeah, but there's the pipe there, but like, I don't know why that pipe still appears, but Mario appears where he's supposed to, and we didn't change that text. Okay, well, as you can see, that black line in the background, that's not normally there. We don't know why. It goes away eventually, but it's whatever. Yeah, you can see this is our ROM hack created by Aiden Lauer and Dawson Pierce. That's me. This is our first attempt at making a mod for Mario 64. So this custom map is a little rough around the edges at times. So there's occasionally some bugs. Yeah. So we have the dried up lake. So the progress of our creation of this level is very interesting. Well, the main level, anyways. We go in there, and we have the mountain summit as our first star, and that's, well, the mountain summit. I guess, well, the mountain's really weird, but we can deal with it. But there was a lot of problems that I've had in this ROM hack, but we've sorted most of them out. But yeah, this is our lake area. This entire area was supposed to be a lake originally when we originally thought up of the idea of the map, but we couldn't figure out how to get the water to work for some reason, and yeah, we're just like, fine, I guess it's dried up now. So yeah, here we have this field area. It's pretty nice. We want to have it's changed to the lake is dried up by Bowser's minions in this story. You don't meet Bowser ever at all, but whatever. Yeah, so we have a lot of different coins. We have enemies placed all around, trees. Yeah, so this is just kind of our level. We've made this slowly over time. It was a lot of work to get this all done and everything. As you can see, there's just we've got different textures and stuff. It does look a bit janky. I really wish we could have had a better texturing, but we did what we could. So yeah, you go in here with the lake, and then yeah, you go into this cave, and it's nothing too big. We just thought, oh well, if it's just one area, then that might be kind of boring, you know, having like just kind of one area where it's like, oh, you run around, there's not much in it, since there's like no paths or anything. We wanted to have a path, but we just couldn't get it to work. So we just decided, you know what, we're going to make a cave, and I personally did that. So yeah, the crystals are a bit weird. The texturing is a bit off because we couldn't map it quite right. But I don't know why it's like that. Yeah, so yeah, we have like this kind of bottom area. This was supposed to be originally filled with water, but we decided to change it because, well, we couldn't get the water to work, so we just kind of filled it with like stalagmites. That's kind of what it's supposed to be. Okay, up here we have we at the last minute we actually got the water to work, but like put it over here because we just were like, it's too much hassle to like change that thing back. So you can swim around and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, but oh, you can swim through it though. You can swim through the island in the middle. Oh, and I guess I'm under the floor now. It's not supposed to do this. This is probably going to be fixed. Okay, let's not have that happen again. But like I was saying before, in our cave we have all this stuff that's we have the cave that has the stalagmites and stuff. In the cave, we were originally intending to put like a water stream through it that's like it flows from the start to the first little area as like a small like river, but we decided against that because, well, we couldn't find out how to place water because it just wouldn't work. Anyways, this is our water area. It's fine. It's nothing huge. It's pretty nice. We found out how to place all this water, but I think the reason why we've had that issue appear several times where stuff you just could go right through it, and it was not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be able to go through the geometry. But I think the reason why is because Super Mario 64, when you place, well, the editors, the modding software is it tries to automatically take your file that you make in Blender and convert it to a file that Mario 64 can use, but it needs like walls and floors to do that, so it automatically changes all that stuff. But as you can see here with stuff like this, it only likes to be one-sided, so it cannot be both. It needs to be a wall. It cannot be like all three of them, or like just or two. It has to be only one at a time. So yeah, I think what was just happening there, and we've had it several times up in here, actually, that it just wouldn't want to work, and it would work only one way, but it would be the wrong way. So I think it was trying to have it be a ceiling and a floor because it doesn't like a floor and a floor intersecting. So I think that was causing the issue, but we've resolved all that stuff except for that. But that'll be fixed in the final version. Yeah, so stuff like that over near the wall, you could see just above the grassy wall, above the rocks. That was just all wrong for some reason. It just didn't like it. I think our solution was to make it, well, no, it wasn't separate. It was separate originally, but then we had to conjoin it and have the vertices match, so it was the same surface. But here, yeah, we just have like little like places that like jut out, so you can like platform up it, and we thought, oh, just a simple platforming challenge, nothing too big, because we couldn't figure out how to like put platforms that we exactly wanted, because we wanted to have like some like rotating platforms. But yeah, we did that stuff, and the reason why I couldn't get out, the problem with having all that stuff is that with those errors and collision, it would keep you in like a sliding state, and if you pause, there's just you can't do anything as long as you're not in an idle state on the ground. So if you're sliding, yeah, you can't pause and you just gotta reset. But yeah, so here we just collect star, because that's what you do to complete the level. But yeah, there's still more in the level, but it's just kicks you back out to the starting area, and once you do that, it's just next one, the Lone Island. So, but we're just gonna take a little trip around, just because you can see there's coins here. We've placed several like objects, just to be like, just to spread some stuff in the area and just make it look a bit more lively. There's some enemies. There's some people. Not people, but there's like some areas that just can explore. Some parts are closed off, some are open. It's kind of a good thing to have variance. So that's one kind of thing we tried to do. We tried to have some variance, but like have it kind of flow well. Over here it's a bit weird because originally it was supposed to be a lake, but as you can see, there's no water. But these trees, yeah, we've placed these trees around for decorations, and it's not too bad. But we have these grid coins, which you collect to get a star. But these trees they were weird because they are just invisible objects. They're just invisible climbable objects that are attached to a visible 2D image that just faces the camera, because you can see no matter where I rotate it, the tree always faces the camera. But as you can see, it kind of looks a bit weird if you look closely sometimes. And this was the mid-90s. This was the best they had, really. So, yeah, so you can see coins here. Now this area we designed to be like, oh, you can either triple jump or you can side flip. It was purposely designed just to be like a higher area that's like, it kind of balances out the mountain, but without being like two mountains on each side. So yeah, so we have just some we have some variants in enemies and stuff. It's nothing amazing. So yeah, we just have all these areas that you can just climb up, and there's no secrets in any of the trees. In the original Mario 64, there's like secrets, like hidden one-ups in the trees, but we figured it's very easy. You're probably not going to die in the ROM hack, so yeah, there's just not really a lot to it. But yeah, we're just gonna go over here. Now these platforms, they're supposed to be a bit more hard to reach. I don't know how I got that over there, but it's very interesting. Yeah, so you can just come up here, but they're meant to be really tricky jumps. But yeah, we have that box. We'll see what's in that box later. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. There's not a ton of stuff around here. I've seen stuff that's more detailed, but for our first custom level, this is pretty alright. So this, oh yeah, and this area was entirely modeled by Aiden. So this is entirely like custom to him. He placed all the objects in everywhere, in fact, because it was just like easier for him to work on stuff, because at our school, like we still have to do school stuff. Like we said, this is for an English, like I said, this is for an English project. There's a lot of stuff that we have to do for a lot of placing objects. You have to texture, you have to make the level, whatever. So yeah, I guess we're just going back into the cave just to show you more. Yeah, so up here also we put this texture up there just to be like, oh, it's nice, and it flows well with the previous area, because it's the cave entrance is right there, and you just go in, and this is just like another thing of it, or this is like the other side of where you came through. But yeah, now that I think about it, there's not really any lights or anything in here, but yeah, there's the texture. I had to actually go into our texture editor, and well, it's a pixel art software, but because these are just 32 by 32 pixel images, but then you could just scale it up, so it like scale it up or scale it down or whatever you need for your texture. So yeah, you can do all this, and there's like, we tried to texture the crystals, but they ended up being a bit weird. We found like the object, or we found the correct texture that the game originally uses, but it just wouldn't work quite right. So yeah, there's just some weird nonsense kind of going on, because Blender was also being a really big pain, because it just it just refused to work sometimes. Like, it just would, like, for example, Blender 3.0, which is the most recent version, just would not work. There's just no options for, like, well, it has stuff for texturing, but for some reason, it just wouldn't work. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what, but I think it was Blender version 2.78 is what we used. That finally actually got it working, and the textures would work, and everything would work fine. But, yeah, they have a lot of... The Blender is kind of weird. It was fine to use, but you just need to learn how to use it exactly and stuff. But we have a blue coin switch. It's pretty simple, yeah. Ground pound on the switch and collect the coins. So we did that, and yeah, there's the 100 coin star appears. Collect the star, and yeah, and this is the only place where it allows you to save. And then it's like, okay, yeah, stars, whatever. And then, but then the stuff changes the music changes for some reason. We do not know why. I have no clue why it does this, but yeah, I guess that's just how it is. Deal with it, I guess. It's not my problem. Well, it is technically my problem, but I just don't know how to fix it. But there's just no way of knowing. Oh, and I'm stuck again. Cool. So yeah, it's just, I have no idea why it changed the music all of a sudden. It's not supposed to do that. We're just gonna reset right now. Yeah. So, yeah, normally you could just, normally it's not supposed to have anything like that, any weird problems like that, but we don't know, just the software was being a bit buggy and a bit uncooperative, but good thing we saved, I guess. We got the, yeah. So, yeah, this whole area is supposed to be, this whole area was, like, used to be really steep, and, like, the lake used to be weird, and you had to, like, do those kicks in order to, like, get up the wall, because they just wouldn't work. I failed. I'm not good. Why? But it's like we didn't know how to put the water texture in, so yeah, you would have to climb up like this if you wanted to get out in the testing before we tried to put water in. It was really weird how we had to do that, but the water just, I guess, just wouldn't want to work, so it wouldn't work for the longest time, but then we figured out how to make it work. Yeah, excuse me. And I'm tired today. Oh, and a long day at school and stuff. But, yeah, so, yeah, that little black star shows where it's supposed to spawn. Yeah, I'm not good at this. Yeah. But they have, like, we had to model, well, we had to change the model and then import the model again. Like, every single time you make a change, you have to import the model again, because it, like, saves and does collision mapping based on what object model you put in. So yeah, so in that box is just a star. So yeah, it's pretty simple. So yeah, there's just not too much more to talk about. There's a lot of work that has to go into this stuff, but it was pretty fun. There was a lot to there was a lot of times where we're just like, I guess we'll just get it done, because like it's fun to work on it, but like you don't want to overwork yourself. Never with anything, not even with this. Like, this may seem fun, and it is a lot of fun. I would highly recommend it for anybody thinking about trying to do something like this. But it does require a bit of just understanding of like Blender, and there's a lot of guides and stuff, and it's pretty nice. Oh yeah, and this fence texture, I should probably mention this. So this fence texture was kind of weird. Originally it was like black for some reason, like it looked like just a black wall with a signpost attached. And we don't know why it looked like that, but we had to fix it by putting it into the pixel art software, and then just everywhere that was black, we just edited it out, like just erased it. Because we had to do that because we tried removing the background for of the image of the textures, thinking that it would the AI generator thing would fix that automatically. But I was like, in the middle of doing that, I joked, it just like it doesn't just remove the background, it just removes the entire image. And then after I say that, it gets done, and what do you know? It gets rid of the entire image. It gets rid of the entire texture. It was like, okay, I guess, yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, this area actually had the same problem as the island on the lake. Oh, actually, we have it again right here. Yeah, I don't know. It's trying to just like get me out when I jump. Oh, I don't know, and I think I'm on my stomach. Yeah, it's just, yeah, Mario's on his stomach. He can't get out. You can't jump when you're on your stomach. Well, that makes sense, because, well, if you're, yeah, we'll just reset that. I think that's because, like we said before. Yeah, so, this ROM hack is a bit, this mod is a bit weird and a bit strange. It just doesn't want to work sometimes, where it just, the Mario 64, this was a game made in the mid-90s, and it was just a time, for video games, it was a time of, it was very early 3D games, so it was just, didn't want to work right half the time. So, programming is just, the programming of the game is kind of weird, so we just kind of, when people want to mod this game, because it's like, it has really good parts, like the running around and jumping, it feels really good, but it just, the physics are just like, the physics are really good, but it just doesn't want to work sometimes, just because the developers didn't really know what they're doing when coding this game. Like, there's some stuff like, the climbable objects, that's really clever. But then there's other times where it's just like, they have to, like you have to do weird stuff with walls, and like I said, doesn't like floors intersecting with floors, and doesn't like it wants ceilings to be. You can only have one. Your wall can only be of one type, either floor, ceiling, or wall, and it's just so weird. They have a lot of just weird stuff, and yeah. So, but despite all the problems, we've actually got a lot of the stuff working, and we've learned how to texture, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And there's just if I had the chance to, I would do this again. And I know that there's a lot more like people. The community's great. There's people online that host ROM hacking competitions, so you can like do your own mods and make your own levels and short little stuff. Currently, there's actually one going on right now, run by the person in the user Simple Flips. Shoutouts to Simple Flips, by the way. That's kind of a running gag in the community, but it's pretty great. It's pretty fun. You get to kind of have ideas. Some people have made some really cool stuff. I've seen people make stuff where you can like do wall running, and like some people do stuff where you can where it changes the fundamentals of the game. But yeah, this was pretty fun. There was a lot of stuff that ended up changing and didn't go according to plan, but I guess that just kind of improved how we kind of think about this stuff, and our kind of attitude of, well, like, we can always improve stuff later. It doesn't need to be perfect. Like, it can always it can always change. You can always make up for mistakes, and change what plans you have for your game. So yeah, there's not much else to it. This is, I guess, thanks for watching, and hope to see you for the next video.